Signs Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn for the month of April. Hi everyone, I'm Christina with Sanctuary Within You, and I'm going to do this reading first general for all of you earth signs, and then a few cards for each of you for the month of April. Okay, so tuning in first, it's this energy. Some of you might be on a vacation or might planning a vacation for April, because I saw this just like kind of like beach stroll or however, or if you're on a beach already or have access to one, but it was like sunny and warm, and depends on where you're located obviously, but like taking some time to reflect and just relax, I feel like too, is coming in for you now in April. That's beautiful. And obviously you can listen to your sun, moon, and rising sign. If you want to know more about these placements in your chart, I have a one video tutorial that you can buy and go through on your own, how to find your own placements and how to work with transits, because we're obviously going into Taurus season towards the end of the month, and Mercury is moving into Taurus as well. So that's going to be beautiful for all of you, to help you speak up, to help you communicate and commerce and all of those things. We're going to have a Mercury retrograde starting the day after Taurus season starts at the end of the month. So that's going to call for some introspective time as well. So if you want to learn more about this, I'll put the link in the description below. And if you really want to learn more, I have a 28-day course coming up where I will show you how to work with all your transits in your whole chart within 28 days. You'll get personal interpretation, and we start on the solar eclipse on the 19th, right before we move into Taurus season. So if you're interested in that, you can check that out. I also wanted to say that Venus is moving into Gemini. So for you who are Taurus rising, Gemini is your second house of money, but also of self-worth. So just know that that's going to be really beautiful as she moves. She's currently in Taurus, and then moving into Venus. So a lot of activations obviously for you, and this is beautifully trining the Virgo and Capricorn placements as well. Let's see here. So starting with a general reading for all of you earth placements. Okay, so we have some of you are definitely working on your soul purpose, working on maybe starting your own business, or if you already have one, going within to see what are you here to do, what is your soul purpose, and really aligning to this and see where to get creative in this, and how to express. And it's beautifully Mercury moving into Taurus now, because that's going to help all of you to express what it is, what your creative gifts are. With the boundary card here coming up, this is about setting boundaries so you don't settle. That's going to affect affect your worthiness, right? And that affects money, that affects everything. So don't settle. Keep those boundaries, so that you don't settle for things that are not 100% or more. And also for some of you, you definitely have to shut out other people's energies, and being careful with that, so you don't take on and carry, and that can like weigh you down, is how I feel like. So some opportunities to set those boundaries, I feel is going to come up for you during this month too, because you are going into, for some of you, this full moon in Libra coming up on April 5th or in the evening. So for some of you it's April 6th. That's going to, because this full moon was just standing out for me. So that full moon is going to be a great release for you to work with. Depends on what house Libra is, and if you have other Libra placements maybe in your chart, that's going to be a great release for you, because you are being called to, as I said, like you're working with your soul work, your soul purpose. You are the sage. But worthiness is interesting that I mentioned that already, because the teeth here always speaks to me about worthiness as well. So some of you are definitely doing worthiness work and shedding everything that is not that, which is setting those boundaries as well. And then let's see here how the month kind of progresses. So we're changing perspective about something. Some of you are told to go within. The Hangman can be you're searching for that enlightenment, but then at some point that stillness, because that's kind of an introspection time, but then at some point that has to come into action as well, and we want to change that perspective and move it into action. So you're being called to change the perspective on something, maybe not being so scattered. Maybe that's why the boundary card is coming up, so that you can focus on you, because this is the most intentional card in the whole deck. And like being really, really intentional with your thoughts, with your action, to only act on your highest dreams, and everything that is only 100% of that. If it's not 100%, it has to go, right? Well, at least if you want to live your soul purpose, and if you want to live fully soul aligned, because you deserve to have 100% and more life, deserve a life in overflow, because that's what's coming in. See these beautiful two queens here, whether you're a king or a queen, it's for both of you. Setting these intention and only taking action from that centeredness, it's going to bring you all of the abundance, material abundance, security, money, all of it, feeling pleasure. I mean, we're going into Taurus season. Hello, all about pleasure and material wealth and feeling good and health and money and all of it, right? It's going to bring you all of that. So maybe you have to change some perspective, do a little bit of that inner work, so that you can act from alignment, okay? And that's going to bring you into this. So if you need any kind of help with that clarity, I'm here for one-on-one sessions. Always, I do inner child healing, I do past life readings, and soul retrieval too, especially when you do this kind of soul work. Sometimes, and we can look at our North Node with our chart for that too. Where have we maybe, that's something karmic, right? Where have we left something in a past life that was so traumatic? I've done this for so much, especially for worthiness and for life force energy, to express yourself with my clients. And it's been really, really profound. And it usually has to do, not only, but the ones that I've been doing lately has to do with the North Node, really reclaiming your power and your creative expression because of that, so that you're not held back. So anyways, I have all those sessions available for you. And as I said, if you want to learn more about your own placements, you can join my 28-day transit magic that we start on the solar eclipse with a heart opening ritual on the 19th. So check that out. So now I'm going to do individual. And let's start with Taurus. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the month of April. Okay, so you being called, and then we're gonna have Mercury retrograding just as the Taurus season starts, or the day after, because you are being called to go into the underworld to do your shadow work. I'm a Scorpio moon. I love the shadow work because I like to go to the core. That's why I help my clients to do the really big soul work, so that we can really get to the core, so we can get rid of, not to alchemize those patterns and not repeat it anymore, so that we can come into our full royal selves. Okay, so you being called here, Taurus, to do a little bit more digging. You might already be doing it. The North Node is still in Taurus. Obviously, you have been doing it for quite a while, maybe over a year now, since since that first eclipse in Taurus. However, there might be a little bit left. You're coming out of it. Rest assured, you're coming out of it. This is your reward for all the work that you're doing. So if you need support, you do not have to do that alone. If you need support, Taurus, reach out for it, okay? Let's see here, a couple more cards for you, Taurus, for the month of April, what you're moving through. Yes, you're being called to listen to your intuition, the High Priestess here, so that you don't go into this scatterness. Don't get stuck in your head about things. So trust your intuition, so that gets to be stronger. That gets to be your action. And maybe that's where the scatterness, or the brain, is where you do your underworld work in, right? That's what you're being called to let go of, because again, there's only celebration to come. This is new contract. For some of you, it might be marriage actually, but this is a contract moving forward, happily celebrated contract, that something good is about to come, and signing new contracts too can actually be that. But something good is about to come because you're putting on your crown, Taurus. Amazing. Awesome. Okay. So let's see. Let's go into Virgo for the month of April. Virgo for the month of April. Let's see what we have for Virgo. All Virgo placements. All right, well, not surprisingly, because you're a Virgo, you get the nature card. Virgos are all about nature and taking care of your health and all of that stuff, right? So for you, you might just need to get outside and connect with nature. It always brings us the energy of our soul, the alignment, the pace of our soul, because that is slower than how we live this human life. So when you want to do your soul work, you need to come into nature. That's going to help you come into the pace of your soul. And again, this is actually also calling you. For some of you, you're going to be, you called to go on a walkabout, like do something different, but like do a little bit of, this is like soul searching, but doing it in a different way. You might just need to get away from your irregular environment to have some of this clarity. So spend time for yourself here, Virgo, would be really good. Even if it's just for a few days to get away so that you can clarify what is you, what's other people's energy. Like we talked about that boundary card coming up in the beginning too, and do things out of the box. Don't be afraid to do things out of the box. So that's what you're meant to be doing. We're all unique. We're meant to be out of our boxes, right? But we have to obviously learn to find that safety within ourselves, because it's uncomfortable to be out of our comfort zone. But Virgo, this is subconscious. Some of it might have to do with your mother too, working through anything with your mother, but it's also your subconscious. So dig a little deeper there. Something is not quite clear yet. It's going to clear. And then that's when it's going to cause you to move forward. For some of you, it might actually be a physical move as well, but this forward moving. But you have to, I think you have to clarify a lot of things for yourself too. So let that take it whatever time it needs. Work with the full moon on April 5th to do that. And then also we're going into eclipse season, obviously. So that's going to effect as well. So if you need any support in that, I do have my sessions available, as well as my rituals, the astrology course, everything, all the things, right? But you tune into you first so that you can move forward in alignment with who you are and your truth and your dreams. Okay, Virgo, so now we're going to go into Capricorn. Capricorn for the, whoa, okay, for the month of April. You're a little bit impatient here, are you? These cards are just like, I'm done in here. Reclaim your power. Reclaim your power. Okay? And movement. So there's something here that you're shedding. You're still shedding. Let that old skin, that not enoughness or not being good enough or perfectionism comes in as well. So that shed that old not valid beliefs anymore, so that you can fully reclaim your power here, Capricorn. Be a warrior for yourself is kind of how I feel it too. Don't just take care of you. I know you're amazing. Don't just take care of everyone else, okay? This is about you, and doing that physical movement too, I think will really, really help you, is how I feel. And yes, get out of your mind. If you tend to get into your mind in certain situations or with certain people, you're not in a prison, okay? So if you feel frustrated, see what is it that brings that frustration, because it's just in your mind that you're freer than you think that you are. So you can take this blindfold off. You don't have to be in this prison. And when you do, well, for some of you, Capricorns, you might just come into a really beautiful time. You might meet someone new, or you might rekindle with your partner if you already have one. That's there for you, obviously, but it's also, in general, this is not only about lovers, this is about good contracts with yourself, making the contracts that amazing lovers would do, of like, okay, I have a contract that I'm not going to go into my mind. I'm not going to self-sabotage where I previously have done that. So that's a beautiful, towards the middle or end of month. Yes, there was one card. See, the end of the month, we're coming into the world card. Capricorn, you have done it. You have done so much work, and you are really going to feel a completion here after you've moved out of this energy that is not serving you when you've reclaimed your power, Capricorn. So lovely. I'm here for you if you want that extra support, for inner child healing, for past life readings, for all of it. Okay. So thank you for this time, and I will see you mid-month for more pick a pile readings.